Hi, my name is Cody, and today we're going to be discussing power flow. The first thing we're going to go over is how your transmission actually goes into gear, and that's going to be via your shifting forks on your shifting cover. Your shifting fork will connect to your sliding clutch in the groove as shown here, and slide it either back or forward to select the gear that you want. This is showing first gear being selected. How your power flow works here, it goes through the input shaft to your main box drive gear, to your counter shaft, and down to your first gear, then where it's connected to the main shaft and out to your auxiliary box. Once you hit your auxiliary box, your power will split off to the auxiliary counter shafts because you are in low gear, and then connect to the low gear and then out to the drive line. Now we're going to look at second gear. Your power flow from your input shaft to your main box drive gear to your counter shaft to the second gear that is connected to your main shaft, and then out to your auxiliary box. Once in the auxiliary box, the power will go auxiliary counter shaft to low gear out to drive line. Now let us look at third gear. The power will flow from input shaft to drive gear to the counter shaft to the third gear connected to the main shaft, then out to the auxiliary box. Once in the auxiliary box, your power will go counter shafts to the low gear out to the drive line. Now we're going to look at fourth gear. Fourth gear is just going to go straight down the main shaft into your auxiliary box because this transmission has overdrive, which means your input shaft is connected directly to your main shaft through that fourth gear or your main box drive gear. Once you hit the auxiliary box, the power will go to the auxiliary counter shaft to the low gear and then out to the drive line. Now we will look at fifth gear. Your power is going to flow from your input shaft to your main box drive gear to the counter shaft to the fifth gear where it's connected to the main shaft and down to the auxiliary box. Once you're in the auxiliary box, it will go to the auxiliary counter shafts down to the low gear and then out to the drive line. To switch to higher gears, you're going to flip the switch on your shifter knob, which will push your synchronizer out into high gear. Then the next engagement would be 1 high or 6th gear. Your power flow is going to be the same as first low in the main box. It'll come into through the input shaft to your main box drive gear to your counter shaft all the way down to first gear where it's connected to the main shaft and out to your auxiliary. Once in the auxiliary box, the power flow is going to go straight through because your output shaft is going to be connected directly to the main shaft in the main box. Now as you go through the rest of your high gears, the power flow in the main box is going to look the same as it did for the low gears, as I showed you with first gear low and first gear high. Now once you get in the auxiliary box, that's when it's going to differentiate between the low gears and the high gears, as I demonstrated once again with first gear low and first gear high.